It's like clockwork. For the fifth time since February, President Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff arrived in Moscow, and a convoy sped to the Kremlin to discuss a looming deadline to a ceasefire with Ukraine. Russian officials said the meeting was positive, yet the relationship between the United States and Russia has become colder in recent months. Donald Trump has voiced increasing frustration over the lack of progress towards peace.
Our
president received the US Special Presidential Envoy Steve Witkoff this morning. They had a very useful and constructive conversation. The Ukraine issue was at the center of the talks. The second issue is the strategic cooperation between the US and Russia. We have sent messages, particularly on the Ukraine issue. Some messages were also received from President Trump.
Although this one didn't last as long as previous meetings, the message remains similar: an end to what Russia calls its special military operation against Ukraine. Ukraine and the US have been seeking a full and immediate ceasefire for months now. The Kremlin insists that will only be possible after a comprehensive agreement to end the conflict. Russian drones and missile strikes are hitting Ukraine constantly, while Kyiv continues to strike Russian transport hubs, refineries and oil depots. And a prolonged war combined with the ability to withstand strict Western sanctions means Russia has dug its heels even further.
It's not Ukraine which decides, because we see Ukraine is used in the hands of Western countries to contain Russia. It's not about just to help Ukraine, so we shouldn't be probably so naive. Well, it's about to contain Russia. And we see this containment of Russia is happening for 3.5 years. Maybe the United States and the European Union, they want to get rid of this conflict, or maybe to get away of this conflict. Well, they need to find the way how to do it in a more maybe gracious way.
A new wave of sanctions are targeting Moscow and its allies. The Kremlin says threats to penalize countries that trade with Russia are illegal. The Trump White House is exerting more pressure on India, which along with China are the largest importers of Russian oil. But the Russian president is adamant that he can sustain military gains while not ruling out a peace deal, and also maintain ties with Donald Trump.
As for negotiations, they are always important, especially if there is a desire for peace. I evaluate it positively overall.
High-level diplomatic engagements are seen as a positive sign that dialogue has not completely broken down. But for it to translate into anything different on the battlefield and even talk of a ceasefire, major gaps remain to be bridged. Osama bin Javaid, Al Jazeera, near the Kremlin, Moscow.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.